lolly, where to do? Hi, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with your girl. So in today's video, I'm kind of nervous because I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to articulate myself properly, but I'll really try. So in today's video, we're going to be looking into how fitness and basically a healthy lifestyle rewired my mind. This is something that I have been communicating with my accountability partner. So if it is your first time coming across a video of mine, I would recommend that you actually go back to some of my videos, at least like 3 or 4 videos back, so that you can have an idea of where I am in my life with regards to fitness and health. I recently decided to take a different take or a different route with regards to my YouTube channel, and that is because I recently started a fitness journey early this year, and it's just been doing amazing things for me, and I figured let me plug my girls and guys, I guess. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So like I said, what prompted this whole conversation today is because I have an accountability partner with regards to my fitness, and we've just been sharing our experiences, like internally, externally, you know, changes that we have picked up, things that we are realizing. And one of the things that I have realized personally is how fitness has rewired my mind. I will say that there's a lot to unpack here, but please bear with me. I am going to try my best to articulate this as best as I can. There is some scientific element to it, and that is not really my strong suit, but I did do a bit of research, so I will be sharing with you guys some of those things. So I recently actually recommended a podcast to her, Diary of a CEO. I'm gonna put the exact episode here so you guys can check it out, or put a link on my description box so that you can check it out. So basically, Steven, the host, actually had a brain surgeon, I think, and a neurobiologist in the episode, and was actually talking about brain health and how people can take better care of their brains and stuff like that. And one of the things that they said are one of the best ways to take care of your brain is actually exercise and eating well. So as I'm listening to them talking and actually unraveling everything else, and actually like putting everything on the table as to what a healthy brain looks like, I was pretty much intrigued, because I was like, wait a second, these are some of the things that I'm experiencing right now, and I actually didn't think that movement and eating well can do so much for your brain. Like things like reduce depression, anxiety, giving you like a form of clarity as well. You look at things a bit more objectively and things like that. So I was actually thinking I'm just growing as a person, right? But it actually has a lot to do with the path that I decided to take in terms of the fitness, right? So yeah, I was speaking to my friend about it, and I was like, I actually think they are talking about me here, because the way that I deal with things right now is a bit like astonishing to me. Like in that moment, I don't realize that I'm actually handling things better, or handling things in a more healthier way. And then like a few days later, I'm like, am I broken? Like am I broken? Because I am such an emotional person, and I've always known myself to like really drown in sadness and drown in depression, actually like entertain it and basically bask in it, you know. And seeing that in the past couple of days I'm able to like face it and then move on so quickly, it's just been so astonishing for me. And I think it's mainly because of the past few months, I would say, or a month, I've experienced a very disturbing situation in my personal life. Not really ready to share it, but the way that I handled it was a bit like, I started feeling like maybe I'm becoming like a robot or something, because why am I not entertaining this as much as I should, or as much as I used to? And why am I not as hurt as I know Banyana to be in situations like these? I was sad, but for like a day, you know, and that was a bit like concerning for me. Like I was like, okay, why am I not, like, why is that emotion not coming, you know? And even some of my friends would be like, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? I wouldn't think that you would, you know, be okay by now, and things like that. And I'd be like, I am okay, but I am worried why I'm okay, you know, like, I'm okay and I don't know why. And it's just the littlest things, like the tiniest things make me happy. Like I'll look at myself in the mirror and look at my body and just get all excited, or seeing that my skin is clearing up and I'll get so happy. Or I would like go on the internet and learn a new skill and I'll be excited that I'm actually like doing very well in that skill. So I've just been like, oh my gosh, girl, like what is going on? So I went back and I was like, let me just read up on this and just get more information about it. So without further ado, let's get into that. Let's get into the scientific part of it. So one of the things that I actually read up on, which was actually mentioned in the podcast, was brain inflammation. Like it kept on being like the topic of the podcast throughout. So I was actually curious and I was like, what is this inflammation? Like what is this whole brain inflammation? How does it come about? So basically it's more or less like your brain is inflamed. So it's a neuroinflammation that is caused by an unhealthy lifestyle. So it can be from eating bad foods and, you know, lack of exercise. Even things like blood sugar, you know, diabetes and things like that can cause inflammation in the brain. Obviously there's things like head trauma and bit more physical things that happen to the brain that causes it to inflame. But I'm here to basically talk about like lifestyle habits that contribute to that. So obviously diabetes, blood sugar, if your cholesterol is out of control. So that is obviously triggered by things like alcohol abuse, drug abuse, you know, eating unhealthy foods, over processed food and things like that. So that will ultimately cause your brain to be inflamed. So essentially that also contributes towards how you handle things and how your brain functions, because things like that will actually reduce your brain plasticity, so which is basically your brain's ability to create new brain cells essentially. So basically your lifestyle can actually trigger brain inflammation, and that contributes in how your cognitive function, basically how you handle situations, your moods. It also contributes on depression and anxiety and things like that. So that was actually quite interesting, that how you live your life can actually contribute towards depression and anxiety. I was actually blown away by that, and it makes sense because last year I was actually living a very unhealthy lifestyle. I drank a lot, guys, like I drank a lot. And on top of that, I have life stresses. Like life is a lot, work is a lot, family is a lot, studies, all of that. So you can only imagine. So I didn't even have like a way where I knew how to like take care of my brain and things like that. And I didn't even think that things like diet and moving around could actually rewire my entire brain. So that was actually quite interesting. So that's basically what brain inflammation is. So how to fix that essentially will basically doing the opposite of everything that triggers brain inflammation. So you need to eat better, have your omega-3, have your fruits and veggies, have like healthy carbohydrates, healthy fats, the whole foods as well. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard, or maybe not, but might have heard of like anti-inflammatory diets. So you can look through that and look at the foods that actually take care of that or help you with brain inflammation. I've obviously unintentionally have been in that diet. I've just been eating clean, you know, trying to make sure that I get my veggies in, get my protein in, get my carbohydrates in. And also I am also taking like multivitamin supplements and things like that, and so that also helps with brain inflammation. And obviously I work out like 5 times a week. So yeah, movement is one of the things that help with brain inflammation. Okay, so now let's go through some of the benefits that I have experienced from eating well and basically exercising, right? Number 1 is memory retention. I used to be a very forgetful person. I wouldn't say it's 100% where I want it to be right now, but I have definitely seen improvements. Like I do less sticky notes now, I do less notes, and I'm a bit more like, my brain is a bit more clearer, right? I'm seeing that with my work and as well as my studying. So I definitely feel like it has something to do with my lifestyle right now. I've also read upon it, and it's definitely it's definitely a thing, right? Number two has to do with, I think, emotional regulation. I'm better now at decision making, because I am a bit more objective. Like, I don't really involve too much of my emotions in decision making. So that means that I'm a bit more objective and I'm a bit more logical when I make decisions. I think that is also one of the reasons why I'm able to deal with situations better, because I see them for what they are and I'm not really too fixated on how they make me feel. I know this sounds a bit like robotic, and trust me, it was a bit scary for me, but I think it says a lot about what a healthy mind is supposed to be like. What I mean by that is, I have worked in a hospital, right? So I do have like co-workers or former co-workers who work in hospitals and the pharmacies and stuff like that, and they saying things like they're seeing a lot of cases of teenagers. And when I say teenagers, I'm using that term loosely, because it's basically people who are barely in their teens, like 12, 13-year-olds committing suicide, alcohol poisoning and things like that. And I do believe that one of the reasons why we're experiencing these things is the diet and the lack of activity thereof. I mean, a lot of people now on social media. My niece is already on TikTok. They're just relaxing. They don't want to go outside to play. They don't want to exercise their bodies and things like that. So I think it does contribute in that, and it's actually also scientific to say that if you move less and if you eat like unhealthy foods, you are more susceptible to like brain inflammation, which then leads to you not being able to bounce back to like negative thoughts, right? So I do think that it definitely contributes, and I think that it's actually a huge contributor. Even when I listened to the podcast, they did really touch on that, and it's so scary because if we do continue living in that kind of lifestyle, we're actually prone to things like dementia, which is insane. I know the doctor, they mentioned today that actually the predicted age of dementia in today's age is far like younger than what it used to be, and part of that is the lack of activity, people being on their phones, people working remotely now. I know I work from home most of the time, so I think that's one of the things that scared me, to be like, oh my gosh, I really need to like get into the gym and eat well, because imagine sitting in front of the laptop the entire day, zero steps going in, zero activity and all of those things. It is gonna affect me, and it's definitely was gonna be a recipe for disaster. So I am actually glad that I took on this journey, and I'm actually going on with it. I'm not gonna stop anytime soon, especially since I'm reading all these amazing benefits that come with it. The last benefit that I'm going to talk about is the resilience to emotional challenges, which is similar to what I've been mentioning basically in this video, is basically regulating your nervous system. So eating well, eating like your fatty acid, your fruits, your veggies, and drinking a lot of water has been proven to actually improve the regulation of your nervous system. I'm mentioning this also because I used to have a very attachment style. Is it attachment style? Yes, when it comes to like relationships, and I would actually be so dependent on the next person to make me happy, right? I would just feel like I need to have someone next to me to feel whole again, to feel complete again, and things like that. So it has a lot to do with your nervous system. If you want me to do a video on regulating your nervous system, please let me know, but it will basically be definitely more about like healthy living and what you eat, and moving a lot and things like that. So I think my nervous system has definitely regulated. I deal with like relationships with people a little bit better, and I feel like it also has to do with a lot of self-love. It's another level of self-love, being able to do things that are hard just because you know how good they are for you. And I'm here to tell you now that this journey is so fulfilling, guys. It is so fulfilling in so many levels. Everything in this world is connected, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, physically. Everything is connected. Something as physical and logical as the brain being able to do so much for me. Things like cure, maybe not cure, help with my anxiety, right? Help with my anxiety, help me with my day-to-day, help with my work, help me to reach like my fullest potential. You can only imagine. So I definitely encourage you guys to try it out. If you haven't, just start with a 30-minute walk daily, right? Just start walking daily. Take 20 to 30 minutes walk, come back, do your thing, reduce some of the things, reduce alcohol, guys. Alcohol is poison. Hey, it is poison, whether you want to hear it or not. Whether you want to hear it or not, alcohol is poison. But yeah, reducing, starting with like cutting down a few things. You don't have to now start magically changing your entire life in one day. No, I mean, it took me a whole year to actually be where I am. So just start with the little things, like taking a walk, 30-minute walk daily, and then you progress it to like 10,000 steps a day and things like that. Cutting sugar, reducing sugar, if I should put it, reducing sugar, reducing alcohol, reducing your portions of food and things like that. And I promise you, it is the most amazing feeling you could ever experience. And like, I am so grateful that I decided to follow through on this journey. I cannot wait to share with you guys at the end, like how many kgs I've lost, some of the other things that I'm still learning, because I really am still like discovering so many things about myself. The whole situation that I'm talking about that I've experienced the past couple of days or weeks, and the fact that I was able to handle it so well, is some of the things that I learn as I go. It's like I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, Vanyana, like what the hell? Honey, this is some of the things that you are picking up, things like my skin now glowing and things like that. I cannot wait to do a whole December recap with you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys took something from this video. If you have any stories of your own, and if you have picked up anything, if you are on a fitness journey that you would like to share some of the things with us, please don't be shy to leave it in the comments. I am very, very much open to hearing all of these stories, and I'm very open to hearing what other people's experiences are, and if they are similar to mine or not. So please do drop in the comments. And thank you guys so much. This is the end of the video. I hope I wasn't too all over the place. I was so nervous about this video because firstly, because I have so much in my mind and I'm trying to like articulate it well, and secondly because it's not something that I am extremely informed in, as much as I'm fully aware of like the hormones that come with eating well. And I'm not a neuroscientist, so I didn't want to get into too much depth with something that I'm not fully informed about. But at the same time, I actually wanted to share my journey with you guys. So I really hope this video served the purpose that I actually wanted. And thank you so much. If you've reached this far, please leave me a red heart, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.